Number 17, rationalize the denominator. Well, what we mean when we say rationalize the denominator, we don't want to have a radical in the bottom down here. You want to write this without the radical sign in the bottom. Now, you could have a radical on top, but if you rationalize the denominator, you won't have a radical on the bottom. All right? We'll copy this down one time, and I'll think, now, what would I like to have here? To not have a radical, what I want to have is the cube root of, how many 2's do you want to have in here? Well, if you had the cube root of 2 cubed, if you had the cube root of 2 cubed, that would equal what? The cube root of 8, right? 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8. The cube root of 8 is 2. And if we could just get this, if we could just have this, then this equals this, you see? Another way to think of it, you have 3 divided by 3 is a 1. So it'd be 2 to the first power, which is 2. Okay, so this is what I want on the bottom. Here's what I have. Here's what I want. How many 2's do I have in here? I have 1 2, 2 to the first power. How many do I want? 3 2's. How many more 2's am I going to need then? I've got 1, and I want to have 3. You want to have a couple more, don't you? Okay? So if you were to take this times anything, you want 2 more 2's, wouldn't you? You see? And whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top. But don't you see, if you have 1 2 and you have 2 2's here, that makes 3 2's on the bottom. 2 times 2 times 2. Okay? Alright, so if I take this times the bottom here, I'm going to get 2 cubed, which is 2. Well, the top, you just take 1 times this and you get that same thing. 1 times this is this. But what is 2 to the second power, or 2 squared? 2 squared is what? It's 4, isn't it? So you're going to have the cube root of 4 on the top. And that makes, we've now rationalized our denominator. We have no radicals at the bottom. We made the top look a little more complicated, but we followed the instructions because we've rationalized the denominator.